Why, hello and welcome to this very special webinar broadcast. I'm so pleased and happy that you have decided to drop on by and learn what we are teaching in what I believe is a very timely and potentially profitable endeavor for you. Here's the deal. I have my good friend Rachel Rofe on the line, and one of the cool things about what Rachel essentially has done is she has figured out a way to capitalize on the coming holiday season. Now, this is, I think, the third time that I'm having Rachel on in about as many years, and to talk about her way that she's actually putting up print-on-demand mugs and other products onto retailers like Amazon.com and Etsy and eBay and others. And right now, today, as of this very second, I believe is the best time to start preparing for the onslaught of shopping that's going to happen here in the next 2.5 months or so, up through the holiday season. And what Rachel is going to be teaching today, I believe, will allow you to tap into that marketplace. Because listen, people are going to spend money, whether you're in the marketplace or not. So my philosophy is they might as well be spending money with you, right? So this presentation that you are about to witness and to get some benefit from will help you to do that and help you to really get a good, solid, and profitable holiday season without doing a whole lot of extra work. Yes, it's going to take some work for sure, and you'll see what we're talking about with that, but to actually build an asset for yourself on Amazon and other marketplaces, while at the same time taking advantage of the holiday season that's fast coming up on us. So with that, I'm going to turn the virtual microphone over to my good friend Rachel Rofe. She is a whiz at what she's about to teach you here. So if you don't otherwise have a way to take notes, I would definitely do that. Turn off Facebook, turn off your cell phone or any other distractions, and give Rachel your 100% attention. Rachel, the floor is yours.
Thank you. In this presentation, you'll be able to look over my shoulder as I show you how you can make daily sales on the world's biggest e-commerce sites without spending any money up front. And the big idea here, what we're going to go over in more detail, is I'm going to show you how you can make very simple word-based designs in a matter of really seconds and use free text spinning apps to kind of make them look pretty, and then put them on top of all kinds of products like mugs, shirts, posters, pillowcases, all kinds of things, sell them in unlimited amounts, and put them on sites like Amazon, Etsy, and eBay without having to buy any inventory or really risk anything up front. It's a pretty cool model that you'll learn in detail here as we go on. Now, because I have a lot to share with you, I'm not going to do the typical thing that I know a lot of presenters do, where they kind of give you their rags to riches story and tell you all about themselves and everything. I do want you to see that I at least kind of know what I'm talking about here so that you know why to pay attention. But other than that, we're just going to dig in. You can see this here. I pulled a recent screenshot from a recent 30-day period and earned $17,000 in passive income. The method that we're going to learn here is something I've been making at least 5 figures a month with for many, many months now, and that's minimum. During the holidays, it peaks. So for example, in December, I earned $124,000 passive income. And when I say passive, I really mean passive income. This particular model is something that I like to do for fun. It's a stress reliever for me, and I have other businesses. So for example, this past December, I was so busy at my warehouse dealing with other things that I didn't touch this business, but the sales just continued coming in. And as we go on, you'll see exactly why I think this model is so fun, and you'll see how you can have a lot of fun with it too and then create this income. And by the way, lest I forget here, the sales come in from more places than just Amazon. I recommend that you take the designs and put them on as many sites as possible. Personally, I have them on Etsy, eBay, Bonanza, Shopify, and all of those sites are optional. You don't need to do all of them, but the more designs that you put out there, the more opportunity you have to make sales and bring in more and more income. Also, the cool thing, by the way, about this is that even though it's a fun, very easy thing to do, you still are selling products that you can feel really proud of. And you can see here some of my ratings from different sites. We have eBay on here in the middle, all 5-star reviews, Etsy underneath that, 5 stars, and then I just pulled some screenshots here from some of my Amazon products, all 5 stars. The products I'm going to show you how you can sell are fantastic quality products shipped from within the United States, and people absolutely love them. Okay, so what you'll need to know. First, I do go fast. I think I'm a fast talker in general, but also pretty much before any presentation, if I'm going to be talking for a while, I have some kind of caffeine, no exception today, because I just want to be able to keep my energy up, and I don't often talk this long in a row. I like to have caffeine to keep me going. That said, though, I'm going to be even faster than normal, so please make sure your distractions are closed off. You're giving this your full attention. I promise we have a ton of content that you're going to learn here. Your mind will probably be blown at how simple this is, and you're going to have all kinds of things that you can put into place immediately to start making daily sales. Okay, so with that said, first I'm going to tell you, I think, why the system rocks, why it's so effective, and then we're going to dig into how you can do it. So the first reason why I think that this is so effective is because the model you're about to learn shows you how you can get in front of thousands of people in seconds. I mean, normally if you're trying to get in front of lots of people, you'd have to either learn something like search engine optimization, which is a huge pain, or you'd have to pay for advertising and risk money. But the model we're going to do here is something where you get to leverage these hugely trafficked websites. I mean, if you think about Amazon, Etsy, eBay, these are some of the most popular websites in the world. And you're listing products on these websites and immediately getting to get in front of their customers. Now you get to access tons of possible customers very, very quickly. Another thing, you don't need to spend money. This model is something where you don't need to put any money up front, you don't need to spend money on ads or designers, really inventory, really anything. It's extremely low risk. If you spend any money, really, it's going to be very, very minimal, and you can still see a lot of upside, so that's pretty cool. You can also spend as much or as little time as you want on it. I tend to do this when I need some stress relief. Sometimes I'll like come up with little design ideas while I'm laying in bed or something. And you can do that. You can spend more time on it if you want, but there's no set rules or anything. So it's very much up to however much time you have. It's an extremely simple model. This is something that we even have children doing at this point because it's just so easy to do. It's very much, you just follow the system and you do it. And it creates all kinds of passive income. You saw my results. Here's an email screenshot from, you can see this from Amazon with just every little bit, another sale coming in. And it's just something that, like, it's not just me that's getting great results with it. Here are some people that have gotten results. I've taught the system to other people. We have people here saying, I listed 8 mugs on Amazon over the weekend, made my first sale today. Another person put up my first 8 mugs yesterday, just now got a sale. Then another one put up 9 mugs on eBay 3 hours ago, already sold 2, just plain ugly black and white ones. The system's really, really cool. I'm very excited about it, and as I was preparing for this presentation, I was going through and looking at more of the results that people shared with me, and I was getting so excited all over again because this is something that so many people have gotten awesome, awesome results with. And now it's time for you to be able to enjoy this too. So, as I mentioned, this is a system. I call it my low-hanging method. It's a 7-step system, and it's very formulaic. Really, just follow the steps and you make money. If you follow my guidelines, you simply can't do it wrong because I've designed this to be very loose and fun and fluid because it's not my main business. It's something that I want to do for fun, and I want you to be able to have that same amount of fun. Okay, so I'm going to give you here as much as I can in our hour together. I have lots of stuff jam-packed here, so here's some of what we're going to cover. First, you're going to learn how you can make ugly designs that sell like gangbusters on sites like Amazon and eBay. I'll walk you through exactly how to make the designs, how you can find winning concepts in seconds, how you can sell hundreds of products without ever touching inventory or buying a thing, how to get those items sent from the United States and some on Europe on your behalf, how to get your products listed and selling even if you have zero experience, how you can scoop up tons of low-hanging sales, exactly how you can make daily sales without spending any money up front, and you'll walk away knowing exactly how to get started. My commitment to you by the end of this presentation is that you're going to learn exactly how to make daily sales on the world's biggest e-commerce sites without spending any upfront money whatsoever. Cool? I hope so. Now, I'm making some big promises here, and I'm totally cool with that. Now, at the end of this presentation, like with most presentations, I'm going to have an offer for you, and I don't want you to even consider it if you feel like I haven't fulfilled on my promises so far. Hopefully that sounds good with you. If so, please type in yes. I'm going to get a quick sip of water here. You'll probably find I'll get a couple sips of water here throughout the presentation. And if you can engage and type in yes if things sound good, or if you're excited about things, or you have questions, that would be awesome, because that keeps my energy up and then I'm excited to keep going. All right, awesome. So we're seeing a lot of yeses here for this. So let's, actually, let me just quickly grab some water. All right, let's dig in. Okay, so the first step in the system is to come up with a concept. This is where we are going to figure out what kind of phrases we want to put on top of our products. The good news is you can't really mess up with this. Because this is supposed to be low-hanging, the way that we do this is very flexible. It's all about really throwing spaghetti at the wall. You don't have to worry about like learning any complex formulas or intense niche analysis or anything. We're really just going to throw a bunch of spaghetti at the wall, like I said, and kind of just see what ends up doing well. And to show you here that you never really know what's going to sell, I wanted to show you some mugs that I found on Amazon that have been sold several thousand times. Here are some different ones I see constantly at the top of Amazon's bestseller list. And if you look at them, I mean, it's crazy. Like the one in the middle does not have correct grammar. The one on the end is completely pixelated. Yet these things just sell over and over and over. And the reason why is because the products that I'm going to show you how you can sell. And by the way, I'm going to use mugs as my example most of the time. But again, you can do this on pillows, poster cases, posters, shirts, all kinds of things. But you can do this with shirts and posters, pillowcases, necklaces, bracelets, all kinds of things. But all of them are generally lower priced items. They're impulse purchases. And as long as you can make people smile, maybe they think something's funny or it's sentimental, then people are going to purchase. And I hope, by the way, that when you look at these pictures, you realize like, wow, I don't have to compete with much if these are the types of mugs that are being sold several thousand times. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to actually go through and show you different ways that you can come up with concepts and just how simple it is. I'll show you exactly what I would do if I were trying to come up with some ideas. And then what we're going to do throughout this presentation is I'm going to walk you through the entire process from start to finish. So I'll show you how I come up with concepts, how I make the designs, how I put them on the products, list them, and so on. But first, we're going to go over to Google Images, and I'll show you the first way that we can come up with these designs. Actually take you out of the slides here, and here we are in Google. What I like to do is come up with some kind of a niche idea. So for example, let's say I want to make a mug about crocheting. What I would do is I would look for a complementary niche, maybe like knitting, and maybe if I was doing basketball, I would look for baseball or tennis or something, which is some kind of complementary niche, and look for funny sayings in that niche. For example, maybe if I'm doing the crocheting, I'm going to do something like funny knitting, let's say quotes, and then after that we click on images and look for things that we could cross over into crocheting in this instance. Here's one. It says, I have OKD, obsessive knitting disorder. So if we're trying to find things for crocheting, one that would actually be pretty cool is I have OCD, obsessive crocheting disorder. So normally I would just keep a file out here, and I would just write down any of the different phrases that I think would be good. So here's one example, scrolling. Here's another one. I said to myself, I need to do something besides crochet. In this example, crochet today. Then I laughed and laughed. So that's another good one. Okay, so we have that. And then we can just go on and look for anything else that seems to make sense across both niches. Now, we don't need to just go and like take verbatim some of these phrases. We can rewrite them a little bit too. For example, instead of I said to myself, I need to do something besides crochet today, then I laughed and laughed. It could easily be rewritten to something like, find a hobby besides crocheting, ? That's hilarious. Something like that. But this is going to give us some really awesome ideas that we can start out with. Okay. I was crocheting before crocheting was cool. I'll write that one down. And I just want to go home and crochet. Here's another one. And then also I crochet, what's your superpower? To crochet or not to crochet? Now that's just a silly question. That's actually a really good one. I'm going to write that one down. To crochet or not to crochet? Okay, so that's one way to come up with phrases. And I just typed in here funny knitting quotes, but if we were to go funny knitting memes, for example, we would find even more examples. We could write, I'm driving slowly because I'm crocheting you a sweater in my head. Crocheting is not a hobby, it's a post-apocalyptic life skill. The first rule of Crocheting Club, do not talk about Crocheting Club. And then we could do funny crochet and knitting shirts, and I'm not going to go in and like talk about the different phrases for each one, but so you can see that each of these end up being different. I wanted to just run a couple here, because now if I'm sitting, I'm knitting, we hadn't seen this one before. Or don't talk to me, I'm counting would make sense. Born to crochet, forced to work. And by the way, the other thing to kind of notice here is that these things that like born to crochet, for example, we can apply this to all kinds of niches. So right now I'm specifically looking for crochet, but born to play basketball, forced to work, that would work. Born to play tennis, forced to work. Born to scrapbook, born to sew. All different types of things you can do and find ideas for simply by doing very quick searches on Google. And there are probably like 30 plus different ways, funny knitting, mugs, all kinds of things that you could do on Google Images to find ideas. So that's one way that you can get great concepts. Another thing you can do is go to Pinterest and do a search there as well. For example, I'm going to put in funny knitting memes. The cool thing about Pinterest is that there are tools that will help you sort and find things that are the most popular. So for example here, I'm going to use a plugin called Pinterest Sort. And I'm going to hit Sort here by Repins. And what this plugin or this tool does is it helps you find the pins that have been pinned the most by people here. So it basically tells you this is what people are raising their hands on and saying, I think this is funny. Okay, so let's see what we can find here that we could cross across multiple niches. Here's one. What do you mean crocheting doesn't count as exercise? Again, it's not a hobby, it's a post-apocalyptic life skill. Let's see here. This one would be awesome across all kinds of niches. Crocheting is my happy place. Okay, so you get the idea on how it works. Lots of ideas on Pinterest too, and then the same thing with Google Images where you could put in the funny knitting memes, jokes, shirts, pillowcases, all types of, I mean, whatever you want to search for, or even just popular knitting jokes, funny knitting inspiration. You could do all these types of things and get lots of ideas. So you can see how so many different ideas are just a search away. Another thing you could do, by the way, is you could go into, I'm just going to type this real quick, these sites. Now this is a tool that I have, do searches for things in different sites, like Amazon, Etsy, all kinds of different sites. And I'm going to show you here within a tool that I have. It's called SpotWins. But you could also do this manually and then just search for the types of things that have the most popularity. For example, on Amazon, look and see what has the best bestseller ranking. eBay, what sells the most. Etsy, what's kind of the most popular there. And I can walk you through exactly how to use this tool later if someone reminds me. But let me actually go, for example, here. Oh, Amazon just came up right before I clicked over. For example, here on Amazon, you can see that these are sorted by bestseller ranking. This one is number 3,321 in kitchen and dining. I swoon over big balls. So that gives an idea here. This one, I'd rather be knitting, so I'd rather be crocheting, you could easily do. This one says, I crochet so I don't kill people. That's a great one too, and it could be applied to all kinds of niches. And you can go across all different types of websites to get more ideas. Oh, her occurred on that one. Redbubble, crazy sheep lady. Okay, so crazy knitting lady. Lean Mean Crocheting Machine. The thing that I like about going to other websites, by the way, like this one, Crochet Happens, is that I find that the different sites tend to have different results. It's interesting, like every website has kind of their own culture, and so you can get tons and tons of options. Etsy, for example, if I'm sitting, I'm knitting, so if I'm sitting, I'm crocheting. Here's one I knit so I don't kill people again. Let's see, I turn coffee into sweaters, that's perfect for a mug. Crocheter's gonna crochet. Let me see if I see any broad ones here, any other broad ones. Crocheting juice is a perfect one. I crochet to burn off the crazy. All kinds of things. I like to party, and by party I mean crochet stuff. Okay, you get the idea. So much inspiration is all over the place, and it's really just a keyboard search away. Okay, so we went through Google Images, we went through Pinterest. Another thing that you can do is take existing designs. If you are someone who has, for example, sold t-shirts in the past, I know it's a tough model for people. It was really popular for a while, but it's a tough model because you need to do paid advertising a lot to sell those t-shirts, which can cost a lot of money, and sometimes, unless the designs are really, really good, it can be hard to make money. But if you take the designs that you already have and pop them on the different products, for example, the mugs, you can easily make sales that way without having to do much. For example, here you can see someone posted that she had 10 sales in 18 days, and I asked her how many mugs she had up. She said 3 designs. One was recycled from a shirt design, and she was making sales there too. So there you have a couple different easy ways that you can come up with these different sayings and put them on the different products. Now, to recap this section before we move to the next one, first thing is, when we're creating, and also give you some things to remember here, when we're creating these concepts, we want to look for products where people are already purchasing versus random ideas. And I want to kind of call this out because I found that the biggest mistake that people will make is they'll start to come up with phrases that they think are cute, but they're not necessarily things that people are searching for. So we want to look, for example, if like people are going to type in funny crocheting mug when they go on Etsy or Amazon or eBay, or they'll type in funny basketball mug or sentimental basketball mug. So that's what we want to cater to. We want to have things that people who are looking for those phrases immediately say, oh, I get it, and then they want to purchase. Now, as I said, you don't have to copy completely. You can make variations. The example here, if I knit fast enough, does it become aerobic activity? You could also change that to knitting quickly is my cardio. Sometimes people are fine with just changing out the word. Like if you're doing the if I knit fast enough, you can make it if I crochet fast enough, and then be fine with that. It's really up to you. You can also, as we talked about, change out words to get into brand new niches so that I love to play basketball can become I love to play soccer or baseball or tennis or whatever. I definitely recommend that you start here with word-based designs. So you'll notice that's all that I was working on were just phrases. That's it. You can do some awesome things with images down the line, but because this is low-hanging and I want it to be as simple as possible, I just want you for right now to just work on words. In the beginning, by the way, I just picked a random niche, and that's usually what people do. But if you're feeling blank, you can go do a search on Amazon for like Amazon bestseller novelty mugs or Pinterest trending or whatever, and see the types of things on there that are coming up, so you get some ideas from there. And then you can start to just come up with concepts spinning off of whatever you happen to find. All right, so hopefully that was interesting for you and you saw how easy it can be to come up with these concepts. And I would love to show you next how you can come up with designs. So if you're ready for that, and you want to see exactly how you can make these designs so easily, just type in yes while I get my next sip of water here. Okay, great. Step 2, make a great design. Now again, I showed you some mugs before. Here are some more text-based designs. I pulled this screenshot from the Amazon bestseller list. You can see these mugs, I mean, we have here number 7 through 12 best-selling mugs. Most of them are text-based. I did a little bit of blacking out on some of them because there were curses, but the point is here, super simple. People love these because all we have to do is succeed in making people feel good, and then they will purchase. To prove this even further, inside I have a group for my low-hanging system. Someone posted, guys, that's hard to believe. I searched for the #1 novelty coffee mug on Amazon and here's what I got. And it's just a black mug that says meh. That's it. Like, this was the #1 novelty coffee mug that people were buying. I mean, if you're a bestseller in the mug category, you're selling at least hundreds, often more. I mean, I've seen this particular mug a lot. This particular mug has sold thousands by now. Because again, it's just making people smile. And to show you some more examples of mugs that I've created, because I want you to really get how simple this text can be before I show you how to make the design, here's a few more. So this one is one that I got when I was doing a search for funny boyfriend mug. And I mentioned that you can kind of rewrite the different phrases. So the boyfriend mug that I found, it said, "You're the luckiest guy in the world. I would love to be dating me." I did the spin-off. It says, "You're the luckiest dad in the world. I would love to have me as a daughter." And the cool thing with this one is it sold really well. We actually posted it right before Father's Day, got hundreds of sales, but it also sells year-round because there's birthdays, just because gifts, I don't know, all kinds of reasons that people find to purchase these things for their dads. I mean, it obviously doesn't sell as much as it did during Father's Day, but it still sells. We have one for "You're the luckiest mom in the world," and then we put it across other variations too. For example, "You're the luckiest teacher in the world. I would love to have me as a student." You could do this for "You're the luckiest coach in the world." You could do this for jobs. "You're the luckiest boss in the world. I would love to have me as an engineer." "You're the luckiest client in the world. I'd love to have me as a designer." It goes on and on. Here's another one. "I do this for the money, said no policeman ever." You could do this for, "I do this for the money, said no firefighter ever, said no government worker ever, said no, I don't know, teacher ever." There's all types of things. Or you could do, "I do this for the respect. I do this for the perks." There's all kinds of kind of sarcastic things that you could do that people across different job occupations would like. And this one people really like. Here's another one that I created using a very simple text spinning app. I just put in the text, hit a couple buttons, and this one came out. So there are a few different apps that I like for doing the text spinning. First, I'm going to go over one called WordSwag. This is a phone app. It's under $5, one-time fee, and you don't have to purchase it if you don't like using your phone or you want to use the free apps. There's a couple other ones I'm going to go over that are desktop-based. This one is called WordSwag, and I'll show you exactly how you can use it. First, you download the app. It's available on any smartphone, and after you click a button, it's going to ask you to pick a background. So you pick here transparent background because we want to take these designs and just pop them on top of other products. So we don't want any kind of background getting in the way. And then there's going to be something that says double tap me to change text. So you just double tap that and then you put in whatever example text that you have. For this one, we put "This is an awesome example." And then after that, there's going to be all types of fonts. Like if you were to scroll right here, you would see all types of fonts that you could pick from. And then you would click the little dice underneath that to get all kinds of variations from within each font. So sometimes the fonts will be bigger or smaller on a curve or whatever. And just to show you here a couple different examples, here's one variation of the text. Here's another one. Here's another one. And we could come up with probably hundreds of variations of the text. You could also do color. Now, I recommend that you do not do color right away because we want this to be simple, right? Low-hanging system. It's all about what's very easy to do. And what I found is the more complication you put into it, the less sales you're going to make. Because if you think of it, like we're trying to go into mass market crowds here. On Amazon, the mugs that I was showing you, a lot of them were just black writing on a white mug. That's because it's very hard for people to dislike black whiting on a white mug. I mean, people might look at this and say, well, I don't like the way the colors blend together. I don't like green. I don't like pink, whatever it happens to be. So later on, if you want to do color, if you start making a lot of sales of a particular mug or something, or you want to do a specialty store, cool. I wanted to show you that WordSwag can do it, but generally black and white is perfect. Anyway, when you're done, you just click done, and then it says pick successfully saved to camera roll, and then you have your design ready to start putting onto products. Another way that you can create designs here is by using a tool called PicMonkey. PicMonkey is available at the aptly named picmonkey.com, and to create a design, you would just go over to design, and I'm going to go over to canvas color, and I'm going to hit transparent canvas. Same reason as WordSwag, I want to have something blank in the background. I'm going to hit apply. I'm going to go over to text. Let's grab one of these phrases. Let's just do this one. I said to myself I need to do something besides crochet today. And you can pick, there's tons and tons of fonts. What I recommend that you do, actually, so that you don't waste a lot of time, is just pick your favorite few fonts. Like I'm going to pick Special Elite here and just use those over and over. We don't want to make this something where you are making it more complicated than it needs to be, because then you're not going to make as many designs, you're not going to make as much income, because I look at each different design as another kind of mini passive income stream, and I would like you to have as many passive income streams out there as possible. Okay, so here we go. I just pasted it right into PicMonkey. I said to myself, I need to do something besides crochet today. Actually, I'm going to put crochet in a new line, and I'll explain here why in a second. And by the way, we could make this bigger here. We could center it. If I wasn't doing this live, by the way, I might take some time to redo this, but like reword it and stuff. But for right now, I think this is fine. Actually, let me, we could go and change the size if we want. Okay, actually, I like this better. That's what I was trying to go for here. I said to myself, I need to do something besides crochet today, then I left and left. The reason I wanted crochet to be here in its own line is because after I save this one, I might want to go back and make one. I said to myself, I need to do something besides scrapbook today, besides sew today, and just have tons of designs created very, very quickly. For here though, I'm now going to go back, hit crop, and just make it just like that. I'm going to hit apply, and we're done. I'm going to hit save, and we have our design ready to go. So let's just save that here to my computer. Sorry, my internet's running a bit slow here today. Okay, we'll hit save to my computer. Awesome. Now just to show you here, so we came up with that one design really quickly. Here's how I'm going to make another design in 15 seconds. Boom, done. And then we're just going to hit save on that. Cool. Okay, that was more just to show you here. So we have this ready to go, and we can now move on to the next step. And by the way, there's other tools that you can use too to do cool things like curved text and stuff. I have a tool for people in low-hanging system called Pixplosion. If you remind me at the end of this, I will walk you through exactly how you can do this too, because this is another awesome way to have designs come up really quickly. But for now, that was PicMonkey. And then I mentioned Pixplosion. Pixplosion, by the way, is a cool way to get this one, like she said, 50 new designs made in, she said, time taken 30 minutes after the original design made. So 50 designs in 30 minutes. What's that, like one every, I don't know, less than one a minute, almost probably like 40, 45 seconds or something per design. That's pretty cool. And you saw how you can make them even faster just now. So if someone reminds me, I'll show you how you can use that after. But for now, you have a good phone-based tool and a good desktop-based tool. And really, there's like countless ways that you can get designs. But the ways that I showed you for now, I think, are the best ways to go. I don't recommend that you go spend money on outsourcers or make anything fancy, because I want this to be super simple for you, low-hanging. I don't want you to like spend money or anything until you're earning a return on investment. And this is really the path of least resistance. I mean, there's people that will tell me they're waiting at their doctor's office and they come up with like 10 designs while they pull up an app or something. So that's the cool way to do it. That's why, like I said, I do this from my bed as stress relief. That's at least how I envision it. And then after you're earning money back, then you can go through and scale up as much as you want. Cool. Okay, so recap on this section and some things to remember. First, you want to start with the simple word-based designs like we talked about in the last step. No need to spend money on fancy designs until later. And the simpler, the better. Basic black and white is perfect. We don't want intricate and fancy. The more you think about it, odds are the worse it's going to be. All right, hopefully that was helpful, and I'd love to show you now in the next step how you can start to take those designs and put them on top of different products. So if you're ready for step 3, type in yes while I get another sip of water here. Awesome. All right, so now we are going to take our design and launch it on usegearbubble.com. Now you could take your design and put it on top of all different types of products. As I said, I use mugs as the example usually, but check it out. I made one design, low-hanging system rocks, just to show you all the different things that you could do. This actually doesn't even cover everything. There's other products like leggings and stuff, but you can see you could take one design and put it on necklaces and mugs and all kinds of shirts, posters, pillowcases, bracelets, lots and lots of things. And it's really awesome. I mean, you can see now how you could take one design, and because all the products aren't listed here, that one design that you made in seconds becomes 20 plus different product variations that you can sell immediately without having to buy the inventory for it. That's pretty cool. Okay, but for now, I'll show you how you can list, in this example, a mug. So let me actually walk you back out of the slides again and take you over to Gearbubble. And we're going to go to Launch Campaign, and then it was Launch Campaign Traditional. We're going to go to Coffee Mug. And you could do 11-ounce mugs, 15-ounce mugs, white, black, pink, silver, gold, color-changing mugs. For now, I'm just going to do a very simple 11-ounce mug. I'm going to hit Upload Design, Upload Graphic. And let's grab this crochet one. And my internet here is super slow, but I'm going to make this a bit bigger here. And what I like to do is I click Duplicate Image on back so that it shows up on both sides. So it could be, so even left-handers are able to check it out very easily. And then if we wanted to do black here, we could, but since this is black text, it's not going to be very helpful. Then we're going to hit Next Step here. And what we're doing, by the way, is we're putting this design on here, and we're then going to have mock-ups that we can put on these e-commerce sites, because even though we've just come up with this idea like out of thin air, we're going to be able to sell it without having to actually have made it or anything first. Okay, so I put the title. I'm going to leave this description. You can ignore category and tags for now. For URL, you can just make up anything you want. So I'll just do crochet laughed, whatever. For mug, I generally do $14.95 for an 11-ounce mug. I'm going to click I've read and agreed to the terms of service, and I'm going to hit Launch Campaign. You can play with whatever prices you want, by the way. I just generally, like $14.95 has been a winning combination for me. Okay, so now it says that congratulations, you launched a new campaign. You can click over to the URL, and look, we have our mock-ups. The cool thing is, like, this is curved text, so it looks perfect. And I'm going to just save the image. Actually put that over in downloads. And I'm going to take the back one too so people can see both sides. But look, like, we have our product images ready to go, ready to start listing. Pretty awesome. Now, like I said, by the way, the reviews that I get on these products and that other people get are really, really great. I went into the admin section of Gearbubble to check out the reviews. You can see here, quality, delivery, communication, 555. People are really happy with it. People posting in the group saying I got my first Etsy product review yesterday, 5 stars. Someone got my first review on Amazon, 5 stars, 2 5-star reviews on Etsy, one with the comment perfect. And then again, my eBay and Etsy and everything ratings. Great, great reviews. So this is something you can feel really proud of. Another cool side benefit, by the way, is that sometimes from just listing your product within Use Gearbubble, you can make sales from just having it listed there. It doesn't happen all the time, but it's really like nice extra gravy. You can see here I pulled some screenshots. Someone said, laughing because it's a good problem to have. Somehow I didn't notice I sold a t-shirt on Gearbubble. Someone wow, got a sale on Gearbubble, not expected as I only throw the products on there for other platforms. Okay, how does this happen? Launched a new mug today, got a sale, it was through Gearbubble. I sold a mug on Gearbubble. After reading about sales here on Gearbubble, had a poke around my dashboard, found I made 2 sales without knowing, nice. And I mean, there's lots of people that have this happen. Again, it doesn't happen all the time, but when it happens, it's cool, it's great, it's extra gravy. All right, so what I would love to know so far is if this has been eye-opening, if you're just excited to see like how simple this can be, how easy you can come up with these ideas and create your designs, get them listed on all kinds of products, and kind of what you think so far. I want to get another sip of water here, but I'd love to hear your feedback. Awesome. Awesome. I'm really glad to see that you guys like this. And now we have the products ready to sell. What I would love to do now is give you the rest of the system. What we're going to do is in a moment here, I'm going to show you steps 4 through 7. And because there's still so much content that I want to share with you, what I'm going to do is kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone here and explain the rest of the offer that I mentioned to you in the beginning. I said there's going to be an offer that I offer you at the end that I don't want you to even consider if you don't feel like I fulfilled on my promises. So if you feel like I have fulfilled on my promises, then great, you consider it. But either way, steps 4 through 7 is what we're about to go over. And as I go over each of the steps, I'm also going to explain kind of what's included in the offer for that particular step so that we can get you as much content as possible without spending a lot of time going over kind of salesy stuff. So coming up, besides steps 4 through 7, I'm going to show you how you can create an Amazon listing. That's something that I know a lot of people get very nervous by because it looks like complete gibberish on that Amazon screen. So we'll walk over how you can do that. And then whether or not you decide to invest, want to make sure that you pay attention to every word because you're about to learn the rest of the system. And you need to know the entire system in order to be as effective as possible. All right, cool. So right now you have steps 1 through 3, which is find a niche, make a great design, and then launch it on usegearbubble.com. The next step is to find sales getting keywords so that you can get found. Now, what I mean by this is the difference between having the right keywords and not having the right keywords can be a really big deal. It can mean like putting something up on a site and maybe getting some sales, or making it so that every single time someone searches for the type of product that you're selling, they find you. So what we go over in the course is we go over how you can figure out the obvious and not so obvious terms that people are searching for so that you can have as many chances as possible to know the phrases that people are typing in order to get you found. We also go over how you can find the best tools for automating your keyword research so you don't have to do everything manually, how you can see how many searches per month for different keywords so that you can grab the best keywords possible. And as I said, this is going to help you take your products from being hidden to being at the top of the search engines. And the reason why we do this first, before we go and launch our products on the other sites, is because we want to take the keywords that we find here and then plug them into the title, the description inside our listings before we start listing, so we don't need to go back and do any editing or anything. Then the next step is to launch on Amazon. And what we go over in the course here is we go over how you can rank highly on Amazon search engine so that people can do the search and they find and buy your items. So keywords are a big part of it. Then there's some other factors. One thing that we teach here in the course, and a little kind of content here, is we go over in the course how you can find people who would love to find or love to buy discounted products of yours, which will help you increase your sales ranking. Because the thing is with Amazon, every time you make a sale for a particular product, you're basically telling Amazon, like, hey, people actually like this product, so you might want to put it higher in the search engines. Because the way that Amazon, when you're listing a product on Amazon, it's free for you to list the product and then you just have to pay fees every time it sells. So Amazon obviously wants to make money and charge you fees, so it makes sense for you to get as many sales as possible. So we go over how you can get these sales without losing any money or anything, just increasing what Amazon calls sales velocity. Learn how to sell personalized mugs. This is a really cool feature because normally a mug's like $14.95, at least my price for 11-ounce white mug. But when you start selling personalized mugs, you can start charging $29.95, even more than that. And you can do some really cool things, which I'll talk a little bit more about here in a moment or two. We also go over how you can set your accounts up the easy way, even if you're an international seller. There's an expert in there, an interview we did with her where she's making $500 a day. So I asked her a bunch of questions. She gave lots of great tips, simple ways to use sponsored ads. So again, you don't need to go and spend money if you don't want to, but because I found, I barely know how to use these sponsored ads, but I find that I'm making a return on investment like 99% of the time. So I would be remiss not to tell you about it at least. And then there's just a lot more content in this section. I've loved Amazon. That's the one that I'm getting so many awesome results with. The other sites too, but Amazon's my favorite, so I've put in a lot of content in there. And now it's demo time. I'm going to actually take you back out of these slides and show you how you can get your product listed on Amazon. Okay, so the way this works is you go to sellercentral.amazon.com, and it's free to create an account, or they also have a pro option that's $40 a month. You can do either one. But you would log in and then go to inventory and then add a product. And you want to go over to here. If it is not in Amazon's catalog, create a new product listing. This is going to be how you can list those new products that you've created. So click here, create a new product listing, and you just do a search for your product's category. So I'm going to do a search for novelty coffee mug, find category. And we'll click here, novelty coffee mugs. And now we're going to put in the product name. I'll just post that. For manufacturer, I'm just going to write Gear Bubble. And then brand name, you can write whatever your brand name is. For now, I'll just write Crochet Designs. And then for product ID, I'm going to show you now how you can enter in a UPC code because that's how many of you are going to have to do it. But if you end up purchasing Low-Hanging System, you no longer need to use UPCs. You can actually get all your products listed without having to pay for any other UPC costs at all, which is really awesome and something that a lot of people had been wanting because it was costing a little bit of money per UPC. And now it's really like legit free to post on Amazon unless you want to do the pro account, which again, you don't have to do. But for the purposes of this, I'll show you how to do it with UPC. I'm going to grab one of those codes there, and we're not going to go over variations now, but if you wanted to list variations, for example, let's say you wanted to sell a white, a black, pink, gold, silver mug all in one listing, you could do that right here, but we're just going to go right over to offer. And condition, we're going to say new. Price, I'm going to price this $14.95. And for fulfillment channel, I'm going to say I want to ship this item myself to the customer if it sells. And the reason I'm doing that is because these products are getting made on demand, obviously. So we don't want to make them up front. We don't want to spend any money on inventory. We just want to get the sales and then get them made. So we're going to click that. For quantity, I'm going to put in a bunch of 9s here because we have unlimited inventory. And then if you see here, we could have clicked save and finish, and it would be ready to go. But of course, most people want to see what they're purchasing. So I'm going to go over to images here and grab those. Okay, so we have the front one, back one, and in Gear Bubble, by the way, you can get ad photos, like mock-ups, where you have people holding up the mugs, all kinds of things. But for now, we'll just use this. And then while those are loading, I'll just let you know, normally you would have the description. Inside the course, we have copy and paste descriptions that you can just put inside there that are great and like sales optimized. Keywords, we go over in the course how you can do that. And then the more details, we go over what the most important parts are. But for right now, just to show you how easy it is and kind of the simplest possible way, you just hit save and finish here. And then Amazon's going to give a notice that says within 15 minutes the listing will be ready. Amazon definitely does their best to make it look complicated, but it is doable. It just takes time. I mean, if you're going through and getting the descriptions put in correctly and the titles and you're using all of your image spaces and doing everything you can to optimize, it does take some time, but it's doable. If you like, there's also an offer with Use Gear Bubble where there's an automatic integration within Amazon. And the way that works is you saw how simple it was when I was putting the product or the design on the mug in Gear Bubble. You saw it just took a couple seconds to list that. Well, after you do that, you could click a button and then have your product and all the settings, everything, the description, ported over to Amazon on your behalf so that you wouldn't need to enter anything yourself. And then every time you make a sale, the order information gets sent back to Gear Bubble. Gear Bubble makes your product, ships it out for you, and then the tracking information is sent right back over to Amazon. So it's complete hands-off revenue for you. So that's a pretty cool thing that you can do if you decide, actually, it's within the package today, the low-hanging system package. If you decide to pick that up, you'll be able to have a year of that automation as a bonus, which normally I don't tell people right away, but I'm just going to throw it out there for now because it's really, really cool. Also, I mentioned personalized mugs. Personalized mugs are really awesome, especially when you start to kind of think out of the box, because Amazon has a program. It's called Amazon Custom, and it's free to join, and I haven't known anybody that hasn't gotten approved. It's like you get approved within a moment or two, and people can submit their own text or their own photos. So you might have a mug that says something like date here, where people would enter in a date, like the date I married the most amazing man in the world. And people would put in their wedding anniversary. Or you could have something where maybe it says, my boyfriend's the most amazing man in the world. And then on the back, people can upload a picture where they are with their boyfriend or their girlfriend, or maybe it's just one or the other of them. But the point is, you can sell these really cool mugs that people feel are very personal and custom to them, and you can charge a lot more money. You can also, by the way, another kind of quick tip on the personalized mugs, one of the things that I've been enjoying is I will find free pictures that are totally cool to use, commercially friendly photos. For example, maybe I'll find like a clip art for a rabbit. It's commercially friendly. And we go over in the course the different pictures that you're able to use. And it might say something like, have a picture of the rabbit and then name here, or name here loves rabbits. Then people will enter in their name and they'll have an awesome gift that they can give to people. So personalized mugs, great, great call. And we go over exactly how you can sell those very well inside Low-Hanging System. Your next step is to launch on more sites. As I said in the very beginning, the more sites that you have these products up on, the more opportunity you're going to have to make sales. I definitely recommend that you do launch your product on as many sites as possible because it's just so easy to make more income. Here are a couple screenshots. One on the left is from my friend who sent me a screenshot of his Etsy dashboard. It says, "This is my Etsy dashboard so far." I said, "Wow, you've only had your store up for 12 days, right?" He said, "Yeah." So he made $344 very, very quickly, and it was amazing because I know he barely put any designs up. The one on the right, she said, "For those of you who are not doing eBay, this is a little inspiration. All organic traffic. I'm only selling LHS on eBay." And she made $25.88.29 in the last 31 days from just eBay. So pretty cool. I think both Etsy and eBay have a lot of potential. What we go over in the course is we go over how you can push a button and have all of your Amazon listings imported into other marketplaces. You learn the best practices for eBay, Etsy, and Shopify. Video. I met a woman at a flea market who she was selling these like hand-painted canvases, and I asked her if she'd ever considered selling on Etsy. It was when I was first starting this whole low-hanging system. And she said that not only does she sell on Etsy, but she does really, really well there. And I ended up convincing her to make a video for us, for everyone in the course, on what she does to make lots of sales. So that's in the course. We go over automated tools that help you rack up a lot of feedback on eBay and a lot more. This is a section that's growing here quite a bit because I'm finding more and more just general awesomeness with posting on these sites. So I've been excited to learn as much as I possibly can and then report back to you on exactly what I'm finding. Now, just to kind of really reiterate how awesome these sites are and how they shouldn't be overlooked, check this out. So there's all kinds of different testimonials from this, but like top left said, This really works, Rachel. I would have never thought of Etsy. And in that example, he had made 48 orders in just one day for just that day already. And he, obviously makes sales every other day, but 815.16 for that. Someone I'm so excited to open my Etsy store today, just got my first sale. I just got one order on Etsy after I've only posted 4 designs 3 days ago. The program's working that I got results within 1 week. And then you can see the other ones, but 100 sales on Etsy over the last 6 weeks, 13 orders on Etsy this week. Just sold a mug in Switzerland via my Etsy shop that opened only yesterday. Etsy's really cool. eBay is also awesome. More people are posting about eBay, like Kimberly twerking in my kitchen right now. Why? I made my first eBay sale a couple minutes ago. The inspiration post I told you about, this one I love. It says, holy cats, I just sold a mug on eBay. First one, it was a simple, pretty basic design that I came up with and created in 60 seconds flat, pop, pop. Cool. So good stuff here. Definitely post Etsy, eBay. At this point, if you've done everything that we've talked about, then it's pretty inevitable that you're going to get sales. I mean, I can't guarantee it, but I can tell you that I don't know anybody who has put the process to use and hasn't made a sale. There's been people that have made slower sales than other people, but pretty much everyone sells, and then they just keep growing and growing depending on kind of their effort that they put into it. And I told you what my effort was. I don't put that much into it, but I do like to consistently come up with some new designs. So in this step, we go over exactly how you can process your orders. And then what happens after that is you put your order into Gearbubble, it gets submitted, and then the design is printed, it's put on whatever product a customer purchased, and then that product is shipped to your customer from within the United States, not China, so there's no long wait times or anything, in a matter of days. A lot of people ask me how many days, and that really just depends on the time of year. If we're not in Christmas time, products are usually shipped very, very quick, like within a matter of a couple days or something. There's so many people. Some people were even saying their products get shipped the same day or the next day. I generally like to tell people to put in their listings that it's going to take longer, just because I get nervous about Christmas time, and some people heed my advice, some people don't. But and I also get nervous in case there's like some kind of spike in orders or something. But no matter what, it's a matter of days. It's not months when you're talking about China e-packet or anything. And lots of people are really happy to be getting their products from within the United States. Now, even if you live internationally, by the way, if you don't live in the United States, you can still use this. Your products can still get shipped from within the United States, and you can still have your products on Amazon, Etsy, eBay, and the other sites. After your product is shipped, you're going to get a tracking number, which you can give your customers, or it'll be automatically updated for you. For example, with Amazon we talked about, and then you can just only focus on marketing your new products. Then after that, what's optional is to scale up. And in this section, we go over what you can do after you started seeing some sales, how you can really maximize and get the most out of everything you're doing. So we go over, for example, if you want to do Shopify, you don't need to spend money if you don't want to, but if you choose to, free apps that you can use to make more sales in your store. There's some really awesome things that you can do to pretty much get free sales without doing anything. For example, there's an app I go over that goes out to get sales for you, and you just pay a 10% fee every time it makes a sale, so zero risk. There's like receipt apps and upsell apps and different things you can do. So we go over my favorites there, how you can build a list from your products, how you can bundle items. So we've been going over single mugs or single shirts or single whatever, but you can also bundle your items, maybe sell like a mug and a shirt together, or a mug and a necklace together, and then earn more per value or per order. So we go over how to do that, how you can set up monthly campaigns, so you can automate as much as possible, and a bit more. This is really if you're just ready to take it to the next level. And a lot of people, I say, don't even bother doing this, like keep working on the other stuff. But if you want to do it, then it's there as an option for you. We also just added some cool things that no one else really has. So if you have low-hanging system, right now you can sell products that are not available on Gearbubble. Now some of them might be in the future added, but as of right now, they're not. So these are items like bibs, socks, and not everything is in the site right now. They're either there or coming, but bibs, socks, handbags, wallets, shot glasses, water bottles, photo cubes, all kinds of really cool things that you can be unique on and sell. Now, you've seen as I've been going through the presentation, so many people are getting results, and I really hope that you are one of the next people. You see like how simple this system is, and here you can see like this person at least 11 sales on Amazon and Etsy, a person Amazon t-shirts on Etsy, finally joined the 100 Sold Club. This Doug, he's posting here that he was bringing in consistently $75 to $100 profit a week through Amazon and Etsy. So that's what, $300 to $400 a month, which covers some car payments for people. And I know that he's actually made a lot more since then. I think he said he made $12K in December or something. But anyway, he only has 35 products up right now, is the thing that's crazy. 10 products on Amazon, 25 on Etsy, all mugs. And considering how easy it is to create more designs, for 35, if he's getting those kind of numbers, you can see the potential that there's with this. There's also, by the way, some people who do cool little things to get an influx in sales. So for example, MJ here, she made almost $10,000 in 2 days with one of her mugs. And she had a cool little way that she did it. And because we have such an awesome Facebook group where people are sharing back and forth so much, I asked MJ if I could interview her, which she said yes to. And she really nicely said she couldn't have done this without the amazing training of Low Hanging System. But she answered all the questions. We put the interview in that Facebook post so then people could ask. So, I mean, that was really awesome to be able to have her be so generous with her knowledge, but also to see $10,000 in 2 days with a mug is pretty cool. She was able to get her mug featured on some major news sites too. Then there's also some kind of other business models that people do with the low-hanging system. For example, selling in bulk. A person says I just sold 50 mugs to one customer. Another person sold 25 mugs for $381. Another one got a bulk order for 18 mugs today. There's people who are selling to offline stores. This one I love. This guy talked about how he has a friend who is in a biker club. And what he did was he made a logo mug for his friend, just kind of playing around because it was fun. And his friend loved the mug, showed it to his friends, and he ended up selling 23 of those in one day. Pretty awesome stuff. So there's like, I just wanted to kind of mention there's little side business models if you wanted to do those as well. Again, like just ridiculous results people are getting. First necklace sale, got my second sale a day. This was my first time making money online. On and on and on. We have over 400 testimonials at this point from people who are getting great results. Now, next, I'm sure you want to know what your investment is for the course, and I'm going to go over it. I'm going to actually go over the math on how much profit you would make per mug so you can make a logical decision on if this is right for you. I'm just going to get a quick sip of water here. Okay, so here's how the math breaks down. I'm going to give you numbers based off of a 11-ounce white mug on Amazon because Amazon costs more than any other site, so I want it to be as conservative as possible. So here's how the math breaks down. When you sell a $14.95 white mug, you're going to be paid like a gross income of $14.95 for the mug and then $4.49 shipping on Amazon. So your gross income, what Amazon will pay you when a customer sells or a customer buys, is $19.44. For your expenses, you're going to pay $2.24 in Amazon fees, about 15% fees, and then you pay a mug cost. So every time you order a mug, there's going to be a flat cost per mug. It doesn't matter like how many designs or how many colors or whatever. The mugs are $4.95 for an 11-ounce white mug, and then shipping is $4.95. So you're going to spend, in order to get your order out to people, $12.14. So if you're bringing in $19.44 for a sale and then you're spending $12.14, your take-home net profit is going to be $7.30 per mug. Now, of course, you could charge more if you wanted. You could use the other sites which have less fees. You could do the personalized mugs, color-changing mugs, other products. But for right now, the most conservative possible thing, $14.95 white mug, $7.30 take-home profit. Now, to put this in perspective, I did a search in October to see how many products I had sold in the last 7 days that were mugs. You can see the top says all orders with product name equals mug. placed in the last 7 days, because I do sell other items too, mostly mugs, but I wanted to be as transparent as possible. And it said 200 sales in that last 7 days. Now, the thing to note about this was that was placed in October when I did that search, but October is a time where there's not really that many mug sales. You can see here I did a search on Google Trends for buy mugs, and that was in a dip period. And then after that, like it starts to go up, up, up as Christmas gets closer and closer. But you can see October is really not one of the top times to purchase mugs. But in that time period, sold the 200 mugs at $7.30 each. That ended up working out to $1,460 a week. Like if we do that 200, which is one of the lower periods, $1,460 a week net take-home profit, which ends up being $5,840 a month. In non-holiday time, $5,840 is take-home profit, which obviously covers most mortgages and plenty more, probably covers a lot of people's total bills. Pretty awesome stuff, and that's just for the mugs, let alone all the other products. Now, if you wanted to take that same design, I showed you how you could take one design and put it on 20 plus products, which gives you 20 plus more opportunities to make passive income and earn a lot more than what I'm doing. You could also put a lot more time into this, by the way, because as I said, I treat this like a fun kind of side project to relieve stress. It's not something that I'm putting too much energy into. So if we're looking at your investment, I mean, if we charged even a month's worth of profits, take-home profits, $5,840 without the Christmas spike, I mean, that could be arguably fair because you have 11 more months, you have future years, all of that. I mean, even if we did a week's worth of profits, which is $1,460, I mean, that would be super fair because there's, again, 51 weeks in just this year alone, plus future years, and I share everything that I know inside the course. But your investment is much, much less than that. And this is, by the way, all the 4 bonuses. The bonuses that you're going to get are awesome. Let me go over them. First thing is you're going to get free access for a year to Use Gear Bubble Dropship. Now, the way that this works is normally if you want to sell on Use Gear Bubble on a site that's not like gearbubble.com, like Amazon, Etsy, eBay, wherever, you would have to pay a fee. You'd have to pay $1 extra per product, and you'd only have the ability to do it on 100 different products. If you wanted to be able to sell for free without having to do the extra fees or anything like that, you would have to pay, you can see here, this is pulled from their sales page, $97 a month for unlimited units and the ability to use it up to 5 different stores. It's also, you could buy it for $997 a year. And this is something that hundreds of people paid for. I know this because I've seen the receipts. Don from Gear Bubble is my boyfriend, so I know that he sells this, and it does very, very well. But you're going to be able to, as a bonus to Low Hanging System, have this for completely free. I mean, this is like a real-world $997 value where you get to sell on all these different sites and not pay anything extra. It's a really good deal. You also get free Amazon integration for a year. I mentioned before, but how it works, you upload your product to Gear Bubble. So you just easily upload your design. It takes just a few seconds, as you saw, and then you press a button and then your items will get sent over to Amazon, and you won't have to list anything on your own manually or anything. Every time you get an order, it gets sent back to Gear Bubble. Gear Bubble fulfills it, updates Amazon with the tracking number. It's complete hands-off revenue for you. This is something you could see here from the group. Someone said, love this Amazon interface. 14 orders arrived this morning automatically. Pile of shipping confirmations sent out. I didn't have to lift a finger. Pretty awesome stuff. And this is also $97 a month, which is $1,164 a year. They don't even have the $997 option on this one. And it fulfills unlimited orders. So already now, like, you have the $997 dropship bonus, the $1,164 Amazon integration bonus. You can see how this starts to really add up. Plus, there's another bonus where you're going to get $50 in credits to your dropship account. Now, if you hear my voice like picking up, it's because I get excited about this offer. It's really awesome. The way that it works is when you're buying a product, like after you make a sale and you're ordering something from Gear Bubble to be fulfilled so that your customer can kind of get whatever you sold them, you would pay for that item. you're going to start out with $50 in credits in your account so that your first mugs end up being free, or whatever product you end up selling, it ends up being free. You can use this $50 to get initial sales and reviews. And I mean, this is awesome because you already have no design costs, you have no ad costs, and now you have material costs for your first orders. You don't have to pay anything. I mean, obviously, we're making this pretty easy for you to succeed. So, back to your investment. If we go back to it, we charge 1 week's worth of profits in what I made in a slow period, $1,460 take home profit. That's one way of looking at it. You get $997 a year dropship bonus that hundreds of people have paid for, $1,164 a year in an Amazon integration bonus, $50 in credits. I mean, this is like a legit $2,211 in bonuses only, not including the $1,460 a week profit in a slow time. And if we added all of that up, I mean, this is very, very valuable. It really is. But your investment is nowhere near what the course is actually worth because you don't have to pay any of those things. Your investment is just $297, one single payment. That's it. Considering how much value is in this course and all those bonuses, I mean, just the dropship bonus alone for $997 a year that hundreds of people paid, this is a no-brainer. To sign up, just go to the link below and you will be able to immediately sign up and get access into the course, start getting the bonuses and everything. And again, I can't really reiterate enough what a no-brainer this is. You only need to sell 41 mugs to make back the purchase price. Awesome. Okay, so, but wait, there's more. There's actually more in the offer that I haven't even told you about yet. I mean, this is, it just gets better and better. Let me go over it here with you. When you purchase Low Hanging System, you're going to get all the different steps. You're going to get the optional how to scale up and all that. We went over kind of the basic premise here of all that. You're also going to get case studies. There's things we haven't even gone over yet. Like there's case studies about, for example, sales from clip art. So you'll see how I take free pictures and make tons of sales on like mugs, pillowcases, posters, shot glasses, different things like that. How to make pillowcase sales, how to sell 2 at a time. There's awesome mock-ups that you can use to sell your pillowcases very well. How to capitalize off of trends. So I showed you, for example, the You're the Luckiest Dad in the World one. Show you how you can find other trends, how you can capitalize off of them, plus lifetime access to all of the ongoing case studies. And we have several in there now. Cool things on like how you can use photo effects to take images from just boring and bland to these gorgeous images and start selling really well with those. I mean, for sure, as I said, you just want to do word-based mugs for now, but later on, if you want to do more, you'll see how you can make really fancy pictures. And here's actually a screenshot from some of the the case studies that we have in there now. The sales from stock photos, and then also people in the group now, because we have such an awesome supportive group, people are now also sharing what they've been doing to get sales, and so I've been starting to put those inside the course as well. There's also software. So I showed you SpotWins, which was the tool that goes through Amazon, Etsy, eBay, Redbubble, Fancy, and will show you what is selling the best or what people like the best. So you get access to that. You get access to Pixplosion, which I can walk you through, but that's the software that someone said she made 50 designs in less than half an hour with. You get both of those. You get tons of downloads. We have mock-ups with like people drinking out of the mugs and necklace boxes and all types of things, bundle pictures if you want to sell different products at the same time, promotional checklists, SEO checklists, mug description templates, holidays that are coming up that you can capitalize on. Tons of things in there. Fantastic, fantastic Facebook group. We have such an awesome group of people in there. We have an amazing moderator who everyone says is like the best possible person in the world for doing what he does. You can ask any question there, get lots of help. So you get access to that. Again, you get the bonuses, the $997 a year Use Gear Bubble dropship. You get the free Amazon integration, $1,164 a year normally. You get the $50 in credits to your dropship account. Now, on top of all of that value, you don't even risk anything. You have a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. And this is basically, you can use the program, put it to use. If you decide it's not for you, you can get a full refund, no questions asked. And I mean, I really doubt that you'll ask for one given all the value you get and the success that other people are having, but just in case, you are covered. Again, we've had so many people getting such awesome results. You can see here a bunch more results. We have countless testimonials at this point, and I'm positive that if you put this to work and you try to, you will also get some sales. So here's kind of a recap of everything that we have. I love this little thing at the top. We're from Kelly. She said, "Hey, Rachel Roufet, I was on the webinar yesterday, took the plunge immediately, set up my first mug last night, sold my first mug while I slept. Awesome." So that's pretty cool. I mean, that shows exactly what can happen if you decide to invest. So here's everything, again, that you can see you can get. And what I would love to do is start answering some questions. So if you have any questions, please just write, because we have so many people. Thank you guys. I see that are posting that they loved the content and they're happy and everything. Awesome to see. I also want to make sure I get your questions. So please write QQQ and then ask your question so I can make sure that it's a question to be answered. And while you do that, I'll quickly show you some people who have gotten pretty quick results. This one, put up my first 8 mugs yesterday, just now got a sale. Spent this weekend going through most of the program. Created a mug, got it up on Amazon, just got my first sale. Now I have to figure out the rest of the process. Love that. I love when people take quick action. I got my first sale, celebrating with tacos. Person jumped on a program mentioned in the webinar on the 3rd day, sold 3 mugs for $5 profit each. She must have charged even less than I suggested. Put up 9 mugs 3 hours ago, already sold 2. All this. I mean, lots and lots of fast results. This one at the top, by the way, is probably my favorite testimonial ever. He says, "Got my first sale, not sure how I did it. All I did was sit back and pray to get a sale." That's pretty cool. That says, "Picked up low-hanging system last night, watched training videos late into the night, created first campaign early in the morning, made my first sale before noon." Marianne, made my first mug sale on Amazon. Only have 2 on there so far. Only 2 designs made a sale. Okay, so again, here is everything that you get, and let's now dig through and see what questions everyone has. All right, first question. Can you show us Pixplosion? Yes, good memory. So Pixplosion is the tool that I was talking about that I built for people in low-hanging system who wanted to be able to curve text and do some different things on a desktop-based tool. So let me find it here. Okay. So how it works is you could either like add in your own background if you wanted. So let's say you wanted to do something like this, where you have like you keep adding in new words. So for example, scrapbooks make me happy. And then there's a ton of different fonts and things that you could play with. For now, I'll just say, no, I'll just pick this. Scrapbooks make me happy. You could find ones that are a little bit closer. And then if you wanted to do like scrapbooks make me happy, sewing machines make me happy, I don't know, artists make me happy, whatever, you can make a bunch of different designs really quickly. So that's one way, just using that background option. And then there's some preloaded backgrounds in there. So for example, maybe you do something like this, like no scrapbooks. Or we have like sewing makes me happy, knitting makes me happy. We have the plural and the singular, keep calm and scrapbook, for example. Lots of options here. Little talk bubble. So remember the one that we said that was like, "I do this for the money, said no policeman ever." This would be that kind of thing. And then you can upload your own images as well as backgrounds. The other thing that you can do with Pixplosion is if you wanted to have text, you could either have curved up or curved down text, and then you can make the curves as big or as little as you want. Some people, and then you can also rotate it like this. So it's pretty cool for people who want to do that. I mean, it's just a very simple, easy project or software that people have been using to get great results. Okay, let's see what's next. Do you need approval from Amazon to list mugs and wall pictures to sell? No. Right now, mugs and wall pictures, you can just, or posters, they are ready to go for anyone who wants to use them. Pillowcases, same thing. And then some of the categories, you have to just fill out an application, but then it's within minutes that you end up getting approved, which is the case for usually like jewelry and things. We're not going for fine jewelry. We're going for more of a novelty jewelry kind of thing. Okay, is this system good for building your email list? No, not really. It's not on Amazon. You're not supposed to save email addresses. So I would look at this as something that's really good for building passive income, for testing out products, for seeing kind of what sells and what you want to build on later. But it's not something for building email lists. We go over how you can do that later on if you want. But for right now, I would do this strictly as a passive income play. Okay, do you need to use UPC codes for Amazon? No, not anymore. I mean, right now, most people need to use UPC codes for Amazon, but inside Low Hanging System, we have a way that you don't need to do it anymore. We have a form that you can send in, and then once you send it in, Amazon will make you exempt for 3 months from having to do UPCs, and then just every 3 months you can redo the form. Okay, 30-day money back guarantee, right? Right. Okay, what if Amazon restricts sellers again like they did during Christmas? Okay, so when last year Amazon told people that they couldn't ship in inventory until December 19th, but Low Hanging System people were not affected because we don't ship in inventory. They just didn't want their fulfillment centers to get full, but because we print everything on demand, it's fine for you. You don't need to worry about that. So this is absolutely fantastic. I decided not to buy any more programs, but this was too good to pass up, especially as my granddaughter will benefit too. Thanks heaps. Awesome. Thank you. Also, I've purchased from Rachel before, and I know she over-delivers. Awesome. Well, thank you, and congratulations. Okay, after Amazon and your fees, what's the profit margin? We went over that, $7.30. After we sign up, when does the course start? It starts right away. You immediately get access to everything. Can you show us the members area? Yeah, no problem. Let me grab that. Okay, so here we are inside the members area, and there's actually a lot of content in here, but the way that I've created this course is I created it kind of the way that I like to consume courses, which means that a few things. First of all, there's a lot of smaller sections so that you can very easily point and click to whatever it is that you want to look for, and you don't have to go and look through like long rambly videos and stuff to get to the point. So usually the videos are really short, from like 2 to 10 minutes usually, more towards like 2 to 5 usually, and most of the videos also come with transcription. So if you don't want to read, or if you don't want to watch the video, then you can just read through the transcriptions. And then I guess I'll just walk you through here what's included. We have obviously the introduction, the overall process if you want to hand it off to outsourcers, find proven concepts. Usually we have really pretty pictures, but they seem to be taking a minute here today. How you can find great concepts. And then for making a design, we go over how you can make simple, great designs easily, how to add your designs onto mock-ups, because I also give you a lot of mock-ups that other people don't have. Pixplosion, how to use that, how to go back and do some cool things with WordSwag, what's safe to use with copyright images. So we have a video going over that. People ask about that. Design resources. Now this is something that I created because our Facebook group is so active, like I said, and they're so awesome, and they're constantly sharing great new resources. I ended up compiling everything that everyone was putting together and putting it in one handy kind of reference, which I'll show you as soon as it loads there. We also have detailed PicMonkey video training. One of the guys in the group, Carlin, is awesome with PicMonkey, and he took the time to make a comprehensive video for everybody. Let's see here. Oh, the design resources. So we have like tools to create designs, how to find commercially friendly videos, figuring out pixel sizes, design tips, all types of things. Then launching on Use Gearbubble, we have how to launch, item pricing and shipping information, descriptions. I won't go through everything, but we have some like packaging that you can use here, different images that you can grab, creating merged listings, how to find keywords, Amazon setting up your Seller Central account, listing your products, getting discounted or free codes for your products. Let's see here. If you're an international seller, a lot of times people are nervous about selling if they don't live in the United States. Well, I had someone who doesn't live in the States make a video on how she got approved, and then we also have a follow-up Facebook group where you can ask any questions, but it's really not a problem. She did a great job explaining. interview with the expert, categories you need approval, integration kinds of things. Etsy, eBay, Shopify, how you can post on other products, best practices for Etsy and eBay, sponsored ads, outside manufacturing for Etsy. We don't even need to do this anymore. And everything's going to be updated in there. Scaling up. So this is where if you wanted to build the email list, like someone just asked about, we go over how you could do that there. Downloads, selling water bottles, shot glasses, more products coming soon. We also have tons of case studies. We have lots of things that other people had been uploading from the Facebook group. And then we have the case studies that I've submitted. Mug critiques. This is something that is relatively new. Basically, people were asking me why like certain mugs would be selling and certain mugs wouldn't. So I started going through and critiquing different people's mugs in order to give them feedback, which they said has been very, very helpful. And actually a lot of people like the critiques more than the actual course because they get to see exactly kind of what I look for. So that's really helpful. And sometimes people just have mugs that are doing very well and they want to know how they can expand their sales. So we go over that in here as well. So lots of different critiques there. We also have a ton of downloads, different mock-ups, different places you can list your products, the entire process if you want to hand it off to outsourcers, lots of holidays if you want to make mugs. Because the thing is, like with holidays, there are so many holidays that you can make sales off of, even ones like Christopher Columbus Day or something. I have one for there for Christopher, what does it say? Something like, let's celebrate Columbus Day by walking into someone's house and acting like we own it. Things like that, St. Patrick's Day, random holidays you can make good sales with. So you can have this calendar to know, kind of project ahead. Descriptions you can put into your different e-com sites, pillowcase mockups, monthly campaign checklist, the product bundles, bracelet mockups, color changing mug mockups, lots and lots of things. And then of course we have the Facebook group, which if you guys want to see that, actually just go over here. That's probably the fastest way to find it. Go to rachelrefay.com/helpful because this is where we compile all of the most helpful Facebook threads anyway. Okay, let me go over here into low-hanging system. And there's a couple cool things in here. One is for photos, for example, we have a folder for wins for people who are doing really well and making sales. Show you here. Right now there's 444 people in here who have posted about great results that they were getting. So I'll just kind of click on something random. Those of you who have gotten orders, how long did it take you after you put your products up on Amazon? Next day, honestly, and organic without ads, someone said. Got my second sale today. This is my first time making money online, so I'm grateful. Just wanted to let everyone know I sold 3 pillowcases on Etsy last week and a mug on eBay today. Joined the 100 Sold Club. Till now I have 17 sales. And it goes on and on. I mean, there's testimonials of all kinds of degrees. Like we had people posting they made $12,000 in a month. We had people just saying they made their first mug sale. Either way, we like to congratulate them and celebrate them. Got 19 mugs sold on the weekend. Today I checked, almost all my orders are shipped. I'm still getting about 10 orders a day, which is $70 a day, almost passive income. Pretty happy about that. This Monday was a big day for me, $250 in my Etsy store. Anyway, you can see lots of wins in there. It's pretty cool. And then the actual group where people can go and ask whatever questions that they would like. Okay, let's see what else we have here. All of this can be outsourced too. Love that. Yep, absolutely. You can outsource everything. So Amazon Pro account is needed for selling in some categories like automotive parts. Yeah, for sure for some categories. I mean, automotive parts aren't something that we're selling right now. So we haven't had really any issues with the main products that we sell being not available. Okay. Are the 2 softwares inside the membership site? There are links to get to both of them inside the membership site and then training. Are there any issues with bad reviews? My seller account is 5 stars now and I would like to keep that. I think that most people are very happy with their products, and I showed like a bunch of different 5-star reviews that both I got and then people in the Low Hanging System group got. That's usually what happens is 5-star reviews. Of course, there are people who are going to find reasons to be unhappy, and so I can't like blanket say that you're never going to have any problems because that's just not realistic of people. But I found that people are really happy, and um, I've gotten very few like negative reviews at this point, and they're usually balanced with all the positive ones. Um, so, I mean, yeah, I mean, the other thing is with your seller account, if you want to ask Amazon, sometimes you can create another seller account, if as long as you're not selling the same types of products on both accounts. I mean, if you're wanting it just because of the reviews, then I don't think you're really going to have a problem, but if you want to be safe, you could write to them. Okay. If everybody is selling these products, then is it going to get oversaturated? The thing is, with these products is, for example, with shirts. Like everyone has shirts. People are always buying shirts. With mugs, there's so many people, maybe even you, that have like cabinets full and full of mugs. So that's the first thing is that um, people continue buying these. They're impulse purchases. A lot of the products are under $20, so it's not something that they're like hemming and hawing about and wonder if they should do it. So those are kind of two important things off the bat, that they're impulse purchases and people buy them over and over. Also, though, like the products that we're selling, as I was saying in the very beginning, this is all about making people smile. You know that, for example, if there's a hobby that you really like, if you're like most people, you're going to buy everything that has to do with that hobby. So if you're really into knitting, for example, maybe you'll get like 4 different knitting mugs that make you smile. And that's the kind of thing with this. Like all you have to do is serve the smile. The saturation part, I mean, it's just not something I'm worried about because I see that more and more people are getting sales, people are getting bigger and bigger sales numbers, and also like we're just adding in more and more new products to differentiate. So no, I'm not worried about saturation at all. Okay, are there any upsells? Nope, there are no upsells. You purchase Low Hanging System for the $297 and then you just automatically get access into the course. You don't have to worry about being bombarded with any other offers. Okay. Are they our customers or do you do customer service? They're your customers, but when you get an email from, let's say, Etsy or eBay or something, the email is going to go to you. You can ask GearBubble a question and then they can answer, and they can either like directly contact the customer for you if you want, or you could just relay the answer, and that's just a cost of like if you want to have the sales on your account and build up your brand. Unfortunately we can't go into your Amazon account. Okay, are we able to include a custom insert or note or side inside the mug shipping package? If not available now, could this be made available at a later time? This is not available now. It may be available later on, but right now I just don't want to add too much to interrupt the processes. I actually own the warehouse that does the mugs, posters, and pillowcases, and now, I mean, we're shipping like lightning fast, like same day, next day in a lot of cases. But during Christmas, it's a different story. It's a terrifying time. We get so many sales. And I just don't want to make any long-term promises that would affect other people getting their normal stuff out on time. Okay, are your products made in the USA? Okay, so the way that we say them are like some of the products are purchased in the USA, like the blank pillowcases are purchased in the USA. I think the posters are purchased in the USA. The mugs, the actual blank mugs, we purchase in China, and then we print the pictures and sublimate and ship from within the United States. Okay, bought the course. Do you have a Facebook group or Skype group or both for the buyers of this offer? We have a great Facebook group. Someone said, I already have the GearBubble free system. Should I cancel that and use GearBubble.com in? No, I mean, if you've already signed up for GearBubble, that's fine. You don't need to sign up with Use GearBubble. I use GearBubble. It's just another link. Okay, let's see here. Can I open a US Amazon store if I live in the UK? Yep, no matter what country you live in, you should be able to sign up, and the video inside the course shows you exactly how. Can we do this for other GearBubble products? Absolutely. Yeah, you can do it for all kinds of different products. And Um, I used to say that I didn't recommend selling clothing on Amazon, like the shirts and the hoodies and stuff, because we used to have multiple UPCs for every product we wanted to sell. But now that you don't need UPCs anymore, I mean, it's just like, duh, 100%. I would post everything that you possibly can. There's nothing holding you back. You don't pay any money to list on Amazon unless you decide you want the Amazon Pro, and you only really pay besides that once you make sales. So there's no reason not to list other products. The integration, though, does not yet work for clothing. It works for mugs, posters, pillowcases, and necklaces and bracelets. Okay. Can I go over the Amazon integration again? Yeah, how it works is you list your product in GearBubble, and then after you're done uploading it, click a button, and the product, like the images, the description, everything gets ported over onto Amazon.com. Once somebody on Amazon.com purchases from you, then the order information gets sent back to GearBubble. The print shops make the product for you, and it gets sent over to the tracking number gets sent over to the customer on your behalf. So you don't need to do anything. It's very hands-off. Okay, can you talk about the order defect rate using drop shipping? Yeah, I mean, order defect rate, I can't speak for all of the products because I don't sell, like, I have my warehouse where I know we sell the product there. Defect rate for things like posters or pillowcases or something are very simple. I imagine you're probably asking mostly about mugs. And we have pretty awesome customer satisfaction, especially after Christmas, where we really learned some things to kind of make things as efficient as possible. Because what happened was we were kind of like the golden child of GearBubble for a very long time. We were awesome, everything was super fast, and then Christmas happened, and we like 6x'd what we thought sales were going to be. And it was a very rude awakening, and we learned a lot, and we're very well set up for future years and everything, but we really had to learn a lot, as I said. So yes, I mean, we have really great systems in place so that wrong mugs don't go out. As far as packaging, we have fantastic packaging. Everyone comments on it. The mugs packaging that we have has a 0.07%, I think, break rate, which is pretty much unheard of. We pay premium fees to have this beautiful packaging that never really breaks the mugs. So I'm really proud of that. Okay, can you elaborate on a Shopify integration? Yes, so you don't have to have Shopify if you don't want to. And I don't tell people to spend more money unless they decide they want to. But if you decide you do want to link in with Shopify, you can. And you're going to have up to 5 stores as part of your dropship bonus that you can connect with GearBubble. Could you talk about support in the low-hanging system? Yes, we have a phenomenal group with an awesome moderator who does such a great job answering questions. People can go in and anything they want to get help with, other people will answer. I go in there a bit. I'm nowhere near as good as Carl, our moderator, at this point, but he's just like, people are always saying, how did you just answer me within minutes? It's absolutely very, very supportive. And we'll do other things like sometimes I'll run contests for people, so it might be like weekend contest, whoever gets the most designs up will win something, or anyone who puts in at least X amount of designs will be in the drawing to win some credit. Try to make it fun and keep things like just cool and light, and make sure people continue working on this. Let's see, do we get paid daily or weekly? I think Amazon pays bi-weekly, and Etsy and eBay pay right away for the PayPal, and I think maybe weekly on checking for Etsy. I'm not 100% sure. I think that's pretty much going to be everything. If there's anything else, type in, and when we pull the webinar report here, we can certainly contact you and let you know what the answer is. But everything should, hopefully, I feel like we covered probably everything, and I really hope you join us in this program. I have been so committed to everyone succeeding. The group is great. We're getting people with testimonials, constantly loving this course, and I really feel very strongly that you can get a ton of value from this. So hopefully you've enjoyed this presentation. I hope you learned a lot, and I hope to see you inside the Facebook group, consuming the content and bragging about your sales. Thank you so much again, and have an awesome, awesome rest of your day.